Can you
Here we
mute
go.
me, Lisa? I can't mute me. I
Yes,
can't mute myself either.
absolutely. Okay, there we go. All right, we are good to go. Hello, and thank you. Welcome to the book club, Science of Getting Rich. I'm so excited to be here. We are really winding down the last 2 weeks, and the reason for the delay this time of day, of course, Robert was on, and he sets precedence to all. So Robert didn't other ask me anything today, and it went really long. It was so good. So if you did not, and we're not able to catch that, and you want to see the replay, you can go to roberthollis.com/free, and the replay to this one and all his others are right there. All of his trainings are right there, every single one in order. If you don't know what to do in whatever business you are in, go there. If you can do anything, just go there. Okay. And he is also live every single day at 2 p.m. Central time zone, which is my time zone. Noon would be PST, and 3 p.m. EST every single day. And then everything is recorded and sent to YouTube. So, all right, today, chapter 13, chapter 14, The Science of Getting Rich. I was really glad I asked Robert that question today, because I always wondered, you know, when we're talking about chapter 13, getting into the right business, what does that mean to you guys? Nicholas, what is getting into the right business? What does that mean to you?
That's a really good question. I'm trying to, because I haven't prepared before this call here, so I can't remember exactly the chapter now, but.
Okay, getting into the right business.
Oh yeah, I know it's that, but I can't remember exactly what it
That's
says
okay.
in the chapter.
That's okay. Let me just, hang on a second here. Let me go. I lost my, there we go. Okay. I got it back. All right. So getting into the right business, success in any business depends on possessing a well-developed state of faculties or the tools. Okay. In this case, faculties are tools. Some of the wordage is a bit off, but you guys get it for the most part, right? I'm just trying to organize my screen here the right way, so just bear with me. Okay. So the tools that are required in any particular business, but even if you are developed with the tools that are needed, that still does not ensure that you get rich. Okay. There are, you know, people like musicians who have remarkable talent, but they remain poor. Maybe they have the tools, but maybe they don't know how exactly to use them. They don't know how to use them in the right way. So for instance, a man that has all the tools that he needs to build a beautiful piece of furniture. He knows how to use the tools, right? So he creates a masterpiece. And another man can have the same tools, but not know how to use those tools in that correct way. And his project it could end up being a botch, right? So knowing how to use your tools in that right way, that is huge. We also need to be equipped with mental tools. The various faculties of the mind are the tools with which you must do the work, which is to make you rich, right? It will be easier to succeed if you get into a business that you are well equipped with the mental tools. So that just means it is best to find something that you are already kind of a natural fit for. if you played the piano well, you would focus on something that had something to do with playing the piano, right? If I want to add, you know what, I do want to ask you guys a question. And I want you to think about this. If you want to share, that's great. But really think about this. If there was anything in the world that you could be doing, I mean, something that you can't wait to get out of bed for, you know, you just, you sleep, you drink, you eat, you, everything, you think about this, you know what I mean? Because it makes you happy. And if you had to go do that every single day, it would be like a game. I mean, you would be so happy because you enjoy doing this. It would never feel like work. You could work on it all day long and it felt like an hour went by. Okay. Think about something like that. What would that be? What would that be for each of you? Do you know what I mean? There's something that's deep in each of us that makes us so passionate, you know, and maybe it's something that we haven't even thought of yet. But if it's something that we think that we could enjoy and we practice that every single day just to make us the best that we possibly could be in that area, how much more fun would that be? I mean, could you imagine living your whole entire life like that? You know, doing something that you enjoyed so much. Maybe there is something that you got an idea of what that is. Think of it in a different sense. How can I do what I absolutely love to do and possibly make some money doing that? How cool would that be? Oh my gosh, you know? So I asked, that's kind of why I asked Robert that question today. I asked Robert, you know, so going back to chapter 13, you know, getting into the right business. Here he was going, you know, working as an auto mechanic. He went, he moved, he made a physical move to get into the better area. You know, they talk about your environment. Okay, even if you are not in that environment, even if you are not in that business, even you can get to that business that you want to be in, right? Obviously, it's best to go for something that we are just naturally attracted to, right? You know, something that you already have a desire to be, you know, how can we do that and make money? Like Robert, okay, and this is why I asked him that question, because I was thinking about this. When I asked my husband this question, I asked him this just the other day, and he said, I would have been a race car driver. You know, he used to race stock cars. You know, we couldn't keep up with the technology. We couldn't, you know, everything was so over the top. You know, yeah, he was a great racer. Yeah, we had so much fun doing it. But it got to the point that we didn't have the right faculties, the right tools to be able to keep up with that industry, right? So Robert was in that same industry. Here he is working to be a crew chief for NASCAR. Are you freaking kidding me? What an accomplishment had he, you know what I mean? Could you imagine having your whole world into something like that and having that snatched away because of a stupid accident? That's what he just experienced. So that's why I thought it was, just because we were doing this chapter today, I had wanted to ask that question. I thought it was, did you guys, who Did anybody get anything off of his response? I know his response lasted a long time. I'm just curious if somebody saw it in a different way than what I did. Dustin, I'll ask you to mute. I see your, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of got it. The same. I got the same response that you got from it. It was a very long question, but I can't wait to go back and watch the whole replay. And
I
will
absolutely.
I will pay close attention to that question that you asked.
Yeah,
next
and I'm not so sure that he understood why I was asking that specific question, but he did get around to answering it for me.
Yeah,
He's just got such a knack. I mean, he's just got so much wisdom. You know, and I look at other network marketers that are out there, and Nicholas, your question was really, really good too, with the negativity. And, you know, and I notice this so much every conversation that I have with people, and it is frustrating. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody cares what we have to say. They are just thinking about their outcome and what they want to pitch to us. So this has got to tell us something, guys. This has got to tell us something on how we are communicating with people. You know what I'm saying? We are not doing it the same way that Robert is doing it. We just are not. And I honestly think that when we take these principles of this book into consideration with how we deal with people every single day, and leaving some sort of an impression of increase, we are never going to get over that obstacle. Nicholas, go ahead.
I think this is so interesting, especially that we're talking about this chapter, because when you start talking about it, I remember more and more. But, you know, what I think is interesting is that, first off, what Robert said on the call today, if you're not doing everything following the recipe, you haven't decided yet, because if we have decided something, we won't let anything stop us. But I was also thinking about, in this chapter, it talks about faculties that could be equal to skills, right? I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can know exactly what to do, but if we don't have, for example, a morning routine and then we do everything else the right way, we won't see the results that Robert is getting. And also, we can do a morning routine and we can know exactly how to do the rest throughout the day. But if we don't do enough, we're not going to see the results either. So I had a point at the end here, but I forgot that. But yeah, what I'm meaning is, it's interesting because we really have to, if we're missing one piece of the recipe, of course we can get a little bit success, but that's the most dangerous thing, a little bit success. So yeah, I had something at the end there, but I forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay. That's yeah, good. I mean, I'm glad that we can take things that we are working on and make a coalition, make a comparison to exactly what Robert is talking about in his trainings. Then I have to believe, that we are absolutely on the right track. So if we can take anything from that, you know, maybe it's that. This is not easy. It is not. And you may think that you're doing okay in some area of your life that's, you know, there are so many areas to our life that we need to maintain a balance. And I was absolutely on point when I told Robert, that is what I admire about him most, is that he can coach us, he can teach us, he can give us explanations or analogies of all of his experiences, right? He can do that and still maintain holding the principles of this book. That is admirable. That is mind-blowing, being the best version that you can possibly be, in my eyes. So kudos to him for that. I just hope and pray that I can be as as good as him one day, you know, because I'm going to ask you guys a question too, and I want an honest answer. Deb, I'm going to start with you. When was the first time in your life that you ever started working on personal development, and who introduced you to it, and what was the scenario behind that? Oh, hang on. Ask you to unmute again. There you
There
go.
we go.
Okay.
There we go. I honestly say that when I first got into personal development or self-esteem information, things like that, was when I started with MDC.
Okay.
And I met Robert Hollis and Melanie Ryba.
Yep.
I mean, I knew about it, you know.
You knew
but
about
I
it?
never really got into it.
Okay. Okay. Do you know why you did not pursue it prior to that? Any idea?
I didn't realize how important it was, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How, Dustin, how about you?
I'm not really sure. I didn't really know it was personal development at the time, but I was reading Think and Grow Rich, and I just read through it, and it doesn't really pertain to me at all. You know, I didn't really pay much attention to what was going on, but it was till I was joined MDC. I started, and Robert, you know, was big on personal development, so it was pretty much all him that you know, that got me to into personal development.
Mhm. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing that. Nicholas, how about you?
Well, for me, it all started a little bit over 4 years ago, and well, maybe 4 or 5 years, 5 years at the most. It was actually Ola Meyer, my friend, my old friends, who he was talking to me about personal development, mentorship, and working online businesses. And my answer to him was always, "That's a scam," because that was my default go-to in my mind because of my. And you asked, I believe you asked Deb why. You asked a question to Deb why she thought that she hadn't gotten into this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I know why I didn't, because that was because of my beliefs back then. I thought that all rich people were greedy. I thought that all rich people put other people down in order for them to succeed. I thought that if it's sound,
That's interesting that you.
And all of that. Yeah,
It's interesting that you say it that way. So we were talking about personal development, but you just automatically associated that with people that are rich. Do you realize
oh
that
yeah, you
just
asked
did that?
specifically about personal development.
Yeah.
But I just yeah, that's true, but I just explained my story.
Mm-hmm. But don't you find that interesting that you did that?
I wasn't really focused on, because I couldn't remember what specifically you asked Deb. So I was just explaining how my story was. For
Right.
me,
Okay.
all of the
Sure.
things that I said.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I find that interesting that how we associate. What's that?
Please elaborate on that.
Well, I'm not sure how to, Nicholas, on that, but I just found it really interesting that associating rich people with personal development. I mean,
all very successful people have. I bet they have worked on their personal development mindset and all of that.
absolutely. I would assume that too, I guess.
But when I answered your question now and start talking about my story, I wasn't even thinking about personal development as something specific, because I couldn't remember that you referred to it when you
Okay.
asked Deb. So
Right. No, I get that. That's cool. But I think that makes
I
sense.
love these calls because
And I don't mean to put you on a spot like that, but
I mean, I feel
found
like we
that
learn so much when we discuss and share our own thoughts.
for sure,
because-
especially if we are being open and honest. Absolutely, we're going to learn quite a bit for sure.
Because if you hadn't mentioned that, I hadn't even thought of that if you hadn't mentioned that. So it's interesting to hear other people's, how they.
Isn't it? In fact, like Robert and that, I don't remember that gentleman's name. They were talking about that rubber hose today, who hasn't felt that, right?
Well, it eventually led to, he kept planting seeds in my mind, and then eventually I was open-minded enough to borrow a book from him, which was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and that opened up my mind enough to allow him to introduce me to Robert. At first there were other mentors, another network marketing company, and then there were Robert and Melody.
Yeah, I had mentors prior to Melody and Robert. I did. In fact, one I paid a lot of money for, and I was so disappointed. It wasn't what I was looking for at all. And whether that was just miscommunication or what. But
I know Robert told me once to find a mentor that how do you say, what's the word I'm looking for? Someone that you can relate to, or someone that feels good for you.
Yeah, and I think at that point I was just wanting somebody to show me what the heck to do. I didn't care who it was. I didn't check into their morals or their background. You know what I mean? And if anything, I can help people not make the same mistakes, maybe.
You know what,
You know what
Lisa,
I
I
mean?
did the same thing.
Mhm.
My mentors, I'm like, I don't even look at them. I just think, I need help, and I just take any which one,
Right.
So
Right. But you know what? With where we are now, and Debbie, I know that you're not a part of MDC anymore. However, the rest of us are, and Robert Robert and Melody are our mentors, and I'm so sorry that you had a bad experience, but you know what? Everything that we take from mentors, whether we praise them or not, whatever, we are learning. And it's,
well, I'm not talking about them, don't get me wrong, I love both of them, I do, and it just so happens I wanted to go somewhere else in life,
and that's great. And you got to follow your heart. You got to follow your passion, right?
Right.
We can still learn from people that maybe are not even personally mentoring us. We can have mentors from afar, and I'm sure people are following like Robert that aren't even in MDC. I can almost guarantee it. You know what I mean? You're gonna you're gonna attract followers exactly as you are. Does that make sense? It's almost kind of a, you know what, we got to step back, and if we are having issues anywhere in life, it doesn't even have to be in business. It could be in anything. We have to first stop, look at us. What am I doing to attract whatever it is that we are attracting? Because we are attracting it. I don't care. You know what? My intentions can be as good as gold. But whatever my attitude is what I am attracting. That's a hard slap in the face. Honestly, because if we are attracting stuff that we are not liking or is not feeling good to us, then we need to change what we're doing. It's not anybody else. It's just not. And that's hard. Go ahead, Nicholas.
I was just thinking about what you were talking, because we are responsible for what we are attracting in our life, and what we are attracting comes from our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't know what the best way to fix this is, but I was just thinking, we maybe we should sit down with a piece of paper and write down what we're feeling and why we're having thoughts about something that doesn't serve us, and
Absolutely.
maybe
you know what, and that's where that goes back to that daily routine, doing a journal. Write down your feelings, write down what you are grateful for, write down what you are grateful for, because now that, and put those in the present tense as if it already is. And we absolutely can think that into fruition. We can. I have done it before. It's just not easy. It's not easy. But once you do it, and I know every single one of us has, we have absolutely thought something into fruition into our life. We have. You know what I mean? This brings me back to my job. I absolutely manifested my situation this year. I absolutely did manifest that. I am open. I'm not going back to work. I still can't even believe that. Tomorrow's May 1st. This is my first summer off in 45 years. Are you freaking kidding me? I am so excited. I am so excited. And all the things that I get to do that I've never been able to do because I have to stop and go back to work and, or drive that 200 miles every week. I just don't have to. That is so exciting. And I'm not concentrating on my business. I'm not. I should be ashamed for that, but it's not a priority to me. I've worked my whole life.
Hey, Lisa,
Yeah.
how long did you manifest that for?
I would say really hard the whole entire last year of me working.
Okay.
Because I was speaking about, I was verbally putting that into existence. I was telling my girlfriend exactly why I should not be there anymore. Why they are paying me too much money. They are giving me too many benefits. I actually said those words.
Wow.
I did.
Okay.
And it totally blows me away. Because I did speak it into fruition. I knew I was going to be retiring within a year or two. I did. Did I do a good job? Absolutely. Increase, doing doing the best that we can do in our current situation. If we cannot do that, if we're in a job that we're not happy with, okay, we absolutely can get into the right business, into the right position by doing what we can do to the best of our ability in our current situation. Other opportunities are going to present themselves. There is no possible way that that cannot happen if you are doing all that you can do in your present situation. And that has a lot to do about this chapter too. So let me tell you what I did. Okay. And Nicholas, you're thinking, I fired my boss. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. They discontinued my position. That's what they did after nearly 20 years. They could not do without me. They eliminated my position. And you're probably thinking, how on earth could they do that? Right? Do you think our employers care about us? No. No, they don't. But, however, I did create my situation. I did, because I spoke about it. Our words are our reality. I spoke that into fruition. I did. And then I sit back and, can I feel sorry for myself or whatever? And I've been mistreated or whatever? No, I did that myself. I knew that they were paying me too much money. I knew that I had way more benefits than what I should have had. I knew that they could hire somebody else, maybe not a bimbo, but whatever. They could have hired somebody else and paid them a lot less money than they were paying me. And they could do without all the benefits that I had for so many years, that I was totally blessed. I spoke that into fruition. So you be careful with your words. Okay. Am I sad about it? No, I'm not. I'm not. You know what? They pushed me right where I needed to be pushed, out of that situation, out of, working in a different state, and never home, and never, you know what I mean? You give up so much for that paycheck. I will never get that time back. You know what I mean? So I'm not sad about it, but this should be a great lesson in learning about what you speak. I sat there, it literally was 2 days before my last day of work that I sat at my girlfriend's house and told her and her husband how blessed I didn't say it, nastily. I just said, how blessed I have been to be able to have a job such as this, and do I really deserve that? And they could do so much, they could get by with less. They can. I talked it right into truth. Yeah. Imagine my surprise when I got that phone call. I thought, wow, that sucks. But you know what? I'm happy about it. So let's just go on from there. It was a wake-up call, a great lesson. That's all I can say about that. I kind of did that myself. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to go back now to chapter 3. I kind of get going off on a tangent.
You know, Lisa, everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. I really believe that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I absolutely agree with that. And everything is meant to be, and our whole paths are already picked out. They are. God knows what he wants for each one of us. Nicholas, I know you don't believe that, but however, you have to believe. How do you change that story in your head? How do you do that so that it works for your?
What do you mean? You mean, for example, that life happens for us?
Like your belief that there is no God.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, it's because I asked Robert this on one of his calls, and he told me in front of all the other people there that for you, Nicholas, you can refer to your inner strength as the instead of an outside source. I have only me. So that's what. So my belief really is as simple as this. Whatever I'm think, if I have the power to choose to think positive, and when I choose to think positive, it affects my emotions, self-talk, and my actions, which determines if I get good or negative results in life in whatever I'm trying to do. So basically, my higher power is me, my inner strength. So that's how I work. We're all different.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that
Yeah,
makes sense to you.
yeah, it does. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we all,
Yeah.
like you said, we all get to choose, right?
Yeah.
So choose something that works for you, or change the words so that it works for you. Does that make it wrong? I mean, no, because
No.
everybody is different. You know, everybody has different passions or different points where it sets them off to where, you start thinking about, for me, God, for you, I guess yourself. You are your highest power is yourself. I think that's kind of cool. So it's really your faith in yourself
Yeah, I mean,
that is going to take you to where you need to be.
yeah, absolutely. And when I'm talking to people on Messenger daily, I come across people that because they ask me if I went to church or if I'm a believer in God, for example. And for me, I mean, I am genuinely excited and happy for other people, no matter what belief they have, because just like you say, if we change a word or if we believe a little bit differently, as long as it helps us to become happy and fulfilled in life, that's all that matters. And
I agree. And as long as
Yeah.
we are not hurting anybody else in that process, we can take others with us. Isn't that what it's all about? We could talk about this book till we're blue in the face, but that is the bottom line, isn't it? Doing things in the right way, doing things in a certain way, acting and thinking in a certain way to where chapter 14, the impression of increase, always leaving that impression with somebody that they are better off because they talk to you. Even if we're not connecting, this makes me come back to myself a lot because I have so many conversations with people that they don't even hear a word I say. They do not hear a single word I say. Could have absolutely nothing to do with business. you know, this could be just on a purely social level. People have an agenda. They have an agenda. They have a one-track mind, and it doesn't go anyplace else. So, and I meet a lot of people like this. They say you attract what you are. And I just can't understand this one, because that is not what I'm about. So why am I attracting people like that? Anybody got any ideas? Me neither. I'm a work in progress
I
here.
believe that, and I could be totally wrong here, but I believe that, you know, Robert Hollis, he mentioned that he gets people that, you know, he sorts people. I believe that the people that stay with you, the people that becomes your friend, the people that joins your business, are people that can relate to you, that are like you, and that trust you. So I believe that from time to time we can come across people that actually aren't like us, but most people I believe will be, but I could be wrong here. And the people that are like us are the ones that stay. I don't, just my thoughts.
That's an interesting thing to think about. I don't know. Doesn't it just make you stop and think? It's like, I don't know, things like this, it just gets me thinking, and it's like I can't move on until I get my head wrapped around that. Do you know what I mean? That's just me, I guess. I don't know. Is there any, tell me something that you guys have done to leave an impression of Increase upon somebody in the last, just this year.
Today I gave Think and Grow Rich and the Science of Getting Rich, and I also promoted and edified Robert to a new friend of mine who actually lives in this town. So excited to see where
Nice.
that leads.
Oh, no kidding,
So we
right?
were talking and realized that she was also into personal development. So we'll see.
Mhm.
So
I do believe
that's
that
value.
I do believe we will meet the right people at the right time when we are physically and mentally capable of using the tools that we have to the best of our ability. All of these things are going to start happening. Do you guys agree with that? If it's not happening for us, you have to think that we are not ready. Whether it's mental or physical or whatever, God is either protecting us or he's protecting everybody else from us, like Robert said, you know. And I often think about this. New affiliates that I bring in that have never done this before, and this freaks me out. I do not want to be the one responsible for them not succeeding because I did not point, guide, and direct them in the right way. I don't know about you guys, but do you think about that? Who am I to decide somebody's outcome? Nicholas?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. So when it comes, you know, when we bring in new people, I have had a problem with several people, and that's I build a genuine connection with them. I use the $1 million question. I edify and promote Robert Hollis and the company that we are with, the opportunity. And if they put in their name and email, they want to learn from me. They don't want to learn from Robert. And I tell them, I'm not the expert. I'm just a guy who's learning along the way, and I'm still going after my first goals. who would you rather learn from? Someone that has been in this industry for 35 plus years and, you know, all of that, or me? But they still want to learn from me, and I don't get that.
I don't get that either.
You guys have that problem as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I do. I do. And people will say, well, no, you're my mentor. And I'm like, no, no, I am nobody's mentor. I'm trying to just survive myself. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a lot of times where you don't make yourself the deal, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about people that maybe just because, you know, you introduce them, whatever, I guess, but go ahead, Deb.
You know, I want to say something about the business I'm in right now. I'm becoming a coach for a social pro revelation is what the business is called. But when I talk to people, it's you know, they ask me about, well, how much is this, how about that, you know, and I direct them to the owner of the company because I'm just learning, you know. And so you're like, no, I didn't ask the owner of the company, I want to ask you. So it's basically the same way your business works too, you know.
For sure. And I think it is like Mako says, a sorting process, and you got to sort through people, and Robert does that very, very
Absolutely.
quickly. So
Yeah.
I guess if, you know, that makes me wonder that people would not want to learn from the best. That just kind of tells me that they're fishing a line about something and they want nothing to do with anything, really. Otherwise, would they not show interest if they were honestly willing and wanting to learn something? Wouldn't they want to go to the person that is the deal? We're not the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would make me second guess their intentions, I think. I don't know if you feel the same way, Nicholas.
I feel exactly the same way. Maybe it's as easy as that. It's just the wrong person at the wrong time in their life.
And you know what? We are going to have so many of them.
Yeah.
The percentage is so, you know what I mean? It's like 80 and 20 at best. At best. And that's just to get people to take a look. And then
Yeah.
you got to split that again to 80, 20.
Yes,
And then, yeah.
yeah,
Right,
we
Nicholas?
just gotta not spend so much time with them.
Yeah,
because-
and that's hard because I have a difficult time with, you know, cutting off the people that don't deserve my time.
Me too.
Yeah. And it should be that fact. You either deserve my time or you don't. And we should not, that's hard. That's been very difficult for me, is shutting off my feelings and feeling bad about doing that. But I can guarantee you that person never thought twice about me or my family or anything that I am trying to do. Right? And you know what? We do have to intermingle with these people. We do have to like pages that we may not necessarily follow. We do have to support other people if we want the same in return. Am I right? It's not just about us. Take general interest in what somebody else is doing, and we don't have to be the interesting person. We don't, but be interested about that person. Be interested in, it's not, you know, How would you feel if, and how would you act if, and put yourself in that position. You know, Robert and Melody both say that all the time. So you know what it comes down to? Practice what you preach. Absolutely. Practice what you preach. I cannot believe it's 5 o'clock already. And you know what? I'm gonna end this unless you guys have more to talk about. Chapter 14, I know we didn't specifically, but all of this stuff and all of the principles, they all, you know what? Everything just flows together. Doing things in that certain way, and it just keep that in the back of your mind. And whatever it is that you're doing, ask yourself, how would I feel if, and how would I act if somebody did this to me? If somebody did this to me, if somebody posted this to me, or somebody sent me this message, or whatever the heck it is, how would I feel? You know, put yourself there. And I swear to gosh, it is going to answer so many questions for us. But that's what I admire about Robert.
Can I
He
ask
can
something?
do that.
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. No, I was just wanted to ask something about what you were talking about,
Mhm.
because I really started doing this, and it really works. If you show interest in other people, and you show them that you care, you become interesting to them. But
Mhm.
here is my problem, and I want to hear your view on this, or opinion. So I've built several really great connections with people now, really shown interest in them. And maybe it's me thinking that, because I know that we are to use the $1 million question, we are to present the opportunity to people, because we're really giving an opportunity. We're giving something of value. But here's the thing, when I have just shown interest in people and built a great connection, I feel like it's more easier to pitch someone without building a connection for a period of time, because when you have built that connection, it feels like they're gonna call you out on it, that you have oh, that's why you've shown interest, so you could pitch me. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to hear your views on that. Or maybe it's me thinking too much, instead of thinking that, I'm just giving without expecting anything. Maybe I'm too focused on getting people in the business, not sure.
Okay,
But
I missed that last part. I'm so sorry.
yeah,
Because I had to.
so when you're building a connection with someone and you show interest in them, I feel it's harder to pitch them. I call it pitch. Some people don't like the word pitch, but I said pitch. To me, it's the same as presenting the opportunity. But for me, it's harder to pitch someone after building a great connection and showing interest than if I weren't showing interest. Because then I
Got you.
feel like, are they going to call me out on it? Or was that the only reason you showed interest in me, so that you could pitch me? You
Got
understand
you.
what I mean?
Yep, I do. And
How
I
do you
the
feel about
same.
that?
I feel the same exact way. In fact, once I get to that point where you feel like you are building a relationship with this person, I feel okay, this is a good point that you brought up, Nicholas, because if you feel like you want to pitch them less, you don't want to pitch them, if that's how you are feeling, is that kind of what you mean? I feel the same way sometimes, but you got to ask yourself, are you not believing then that this is the best opportunity for this person? You are not believing that if that holds you back? Do you know what I mean? If I honestly believe that I have the best opportunity, if I have the best products and this person's life can absolutely benefit from it, if you still don't present that to them, then that would have to make me think that you are not believing in that business, in the products, in that opportunity. Because I feel, when I first joined this business, I felt like it was my civic duty to tell people about this product because it changed my world. It did. Oh my God, it got me off 14 medications. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I was that passionate. And people, I don't know. People don't. It absolutely changed my world. So I got lots of customers when I first started. I did. I got tons of customers because I had that much belief. I felt like I was helping people in every area of their life if they would just try this product. You know what I mean? Unlike Robert going with the business, but that's how much belief I had. Now, over time, a lot of things happened. Okay. Other people, I found out, okay, well, this didn't work for this person, or this didn't work for that person, and it just kind of kept popping my bubble a little bit. Oh my God, how could that be when it worked like this for me? You know what I'm saying? How can that be?
You know what it is? Consistency.
It is. It is.
Consistency. Because, I was on CBD oil, and people are saying, well, this will do this and this will do that, and I saw it working on people, but I would try consistently for a week. Well, nothing's happening, so I'm not going to use it anymore.
And you know what? I have learned that most people will either lie about their consistency, or they're not doing it. They are not. You know what? It took me 8 months before I knew that this product worked for me. 8 months. Who in their right mind will continue buying a product that many months and not have results? Right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. I didn't have any choices left. I didn't. That's why I stayed with it that long. A year or two prior to that may not have been the case.
Yeah, but look at you now.
Right.
Look at Nicholas now, you
right. But can
Yeah.
I just tell people that and they're going to believe me? Right?
Well, and people are weird, but some people
So,
are
but
weird.
but that's besides the point. Nicholas is like, this question comes about, I have to think if we don't continue to do that, then we're losing our belief in
I have
the
to say,
system.
you're absolutely right, Lisa. You actually nailed it. It has to do with belief, because
Yeah.
when you started talking about your story, when you started out, you got a lot of customers, and if I understood you correctly, it slowed down a little bit for a while there.
Yep.
That was exactly and let me tell you one thing, because I want to address another thing that you talked about. I have been paying for products every month for over 4 years.
Me too.
And,
Me too.
And I'm far away from earning more than I put in. But the reason I'm staying is that, and I want to hear if you have the same experience as me. The reason I'm continuing to do that is because sometimes it can take a couple of days, sometimes it takes a couple of months, but from time to time, I get these pops where I become more wise, and I get, I get more results. I can do things better. And I believe that if I just continue, eventually I or anyone will succeed if we just continue. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel someone would continue to buy product, even though they might not have succeeded yet. I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do. And it's so hard for other people to Nicholas, you and I a lot are in the same kind of situation, not our life situations, but kind of the same in the business sense, I think. Have you tried the products? Do you believe in the products as much as I do?
When it comes to my daily choice, I haven't actually found one product that I felt like, I've tried a lot of them, but I haven't found anyone that I felt like I needed to use. I haven't had that kind of relationship with the products. However, I have to say, the new health, what's it called? To lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I
That they
do.
released. That is one that I'm gonna try, and I know I will love because I used a similar product in the past. But
Okay.
other than that, no, for me.
And you have not tried it yet?
No.
Okay, but you plan on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think it absolutely helps believing in a product. And I do believe in the CBD. I do, because I used to have to go to the doctor every single month to get medications that I thought that I needed to survive. That's where my mindset was. I needed these pharmaceuticals, and it was astronomical amount. Astronomical. I went through so many surgeries. They started removing body parts as a process of elimination to find out what the heck was wrong with me. Are you kidding me? They damn near took out my pancreas. My pancreas produces insulin. Hello? Do these doctors give two iotas about us? No.
You don't have diabetes, do you?
I am pre-diabetic, yes.
Oh,
But anywho, 14 medications I am off of. And it was just me hitting my limit with these doctors and saying enough is enough. My doctor still does not believe that I'm off all those medications because of my CBD oil. I don't know what the hell he thinks, but he's no longer my doctor. You know what I mean? Good grief. I'm telling you, I don't know, something that could cost me $70 some a month, 100, or even if it was $100 a month, and got me off 14 medications. Are you kidding me?
which strength do you use?
750.
I
I've
was
used the
using that too.
1500 because it's a better deal. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only $99 now. They took $50 off that price. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm taking the 1500
really?
now. Yeah.
Wow.
And you put that on monthly subscription, you save another $9. Seriously.
Wow.
I think that's amazing that you
It
actually
is.
got off
The,
14
the fact that,
medications.
yeah, they brought down the price of our CBD. Yeah, they're changing things as they go. They're a company, they're learning, they're growing. You know, not everybody stays.
Well, maybe I should come back, eh?
I'm telling you, the customer acquisition is huge. I was never okay, that's a whole different subject. But I'm telling you what, I got freaking paid the last 2 weeks and it was nice.
Really?
A
That is
nice
awesome.
freaking check. And I didn't have to worry about being binary qualified because
Really?
our customers give us that customer acquisition is huge. We get paid at an executive rate that 50% of our customers every time they order. It used to be just the first time.
Wow,
Now we get that every time they order.
that's awesome.
I
That's
can't wait to
huge.
get paid
That's
again.
gonna keep me there. Right?
You know what? I am so proud of you, Lisa, Nicholas, and Dustin for staying with this company. I wish I would have stayed. I really do.
You know, it doesn't matter who you're with. They gotta work through the issues. Yeah, we are, you know what? We just gotta look at ourselves and take a step back. There were so many things about the new back office that I was upset about. I didn't go to anybody with that. I didn't even go to support with that. I just thought, well, a couple of things I did to support about, but for the most part, I kind of just chill, just wait it out. And you know what? 90% of those problems worked itself out. We got to work through all the ups and the downs. We got to have our heart into it. If you have your heart into it, you're going to be there. I have wanted to quit so many times. I have. I'm not going to lie about that, or I'm just not being real with you.
Same here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Robert and Melody, they make everything sound so easy. They do.
Yeah, they do.
It's not easy, but however, if we practice this, if we just keep practicing this, we are going to get better. And I need to practice more what I preach, because I can be a damn good coach, but I
I know
better
you
be
could.
doing what the hell I'm saying.
You'd be a real good coach.
Otherwise, that makes me nobody. Am I right?
That is really interesting. I've been struggling with that concept because
Nicholas would make a good coach too.
Nicholas is a good coach. Yeah.
But
Yeah, Nicholas is
I
a
don't
good
know what
coach.
your thoughts are, but I feel like if I'm saying something on, for example, my call, and I don't do that, let's say I don't do that week, and I'm talking about it, I'm still giving value, but I'm at the same time I understand what you mean, because it's like I'm a fraud.
In so many ways, I feel that. Because I am passionate about this book. I want to give value. I'm being selfish because doing this book club is giving me so much value. It's putting me out of my comfort zone. It's putting me on camera, which I don't care for, but it's not about me. It's a matter of, connecting with people, being on that same wavelength, being in that same mindset. That's what it needs to be about. And you know what? If we do everything for the right reasons, we will get it. We will get what we want by giving others what they want. It's got to be about giving to others first.
Absolutely.
So we can go through every single chapter, and that is going to be the end result. So I am going to end that right there.
I want to say something.
I could talk
Nicholas.
forever here.
Mhm.
Nicholas,
could
is
too.
so could I. I love talking. Nicholas, is your class still on Mondays?
Yeah, I've been transition. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna do a call this Monday, and I'm gonna start being consistent with it again. I'm actually in a transition phase now where I at one point in my daily choice, I worked on my mindset every day. I did have a passive income every month. And I'm getting back into that now. And I've been dealing a lot with negative mindset. I have 2 people in my life that lives in this town, in my family, that calls me and dumps negativity for hours.
Oh,
And plus my own personal, I've been having these panic attacks, so I've been dealing a lot with that, but I'm getting back into it now. And I'm excited when Lisa start talking about she got paid the last 2 months, I believe you said.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm gonna start getting paid again. I'm gonna get back there, because if we've done something once, we can do it again. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about yet, but I'll figure something out.
You know,
can I
if
come
we
back?
can
Can I
just
come
be,
back?
what's that?
Can I come back, Nicholas?
Oh, aren't you still in the group?
Well, I'm still in the group. I just haven't been coming on Mondays.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you're so welcome to be on there. I would love having you there,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah.
What time? It's still the same?
I can't remember what it
It's the
is in
same
your
time. It's like
zone.
1 p.m. Central, so that would be
Oh, you know the
11
time.
o'clock
Yeah.
my time.
noon for you, or no, yours is the same as Melody, right? So that would be
Yeah, but-
11 a.m. for you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
11 a.m. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll be there on Monday.
I'll send you a link on Messenger.
Okay,
So,
cool.
just to wrap this up, you guys, and I really enjoyed this conversation, and we got a little off track as we did last week, which, you know what? I love that. I talk about whatever.
Yeah. I would
Right?
love to have meetings where we just discuss these things. I
Yeah.
could talk forever. It's so interesting.
That is exactly what we were talking about last week, Nicholas.
Oh,
Debbie, Sean, and I, that is exactly what we wanted. Maybe once a month, whatever, get on and talk about this crap that we need to talk about.
Oh, there's the
You know?
kitty.
So,
He's always here.
yeah,
What's your kitty's name?
Name. Shiva.
Shiva.
Shiva? Shiva.
With a V.
Shiva with a V.
Shiva.
Yeah. Okay. Dustin, anything you want to add there, dear heart?
No, I was here, I was listening in, I was eating some dinner, I'm
Sure.
starving. But
That's
anyway, I do think that we should do this once every, once a month, and just get together and, talk like we have been talking on this call.
Yeah,
be-
I
you know what I'm
I think
saying?
that would be
So-
amazing help for all of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what business you're in. So
Yeah, right,
know what?
absolutely, yes.
We can absolutely plan on that. We've got
Yeah.
1 week left. We got chapter 14 and 15. I know or 15 and 16. I know we did not get much into chapter 14, but I honestly believe exactly what I said. All of our life experiences, all of this, the book, our business, everything, it all is evolved together. Okay. And it's just Robert's got these principles. He does. He's got these principles down. And that just truly admires me, because I don't care what question you bring to him. He's talking back from the heart. He's talking back from experience. And that is where his wisdom comes from. You know what I mean? We need to help others first. We need not to think about ourselves. And if we can do that, I swear that is going to be the major of the battle. if we can just think like that, you know? So, all right. I appreciate you guys coming on here so much. And yeah, we've kind of gotten a little off base, but you know what?
like
It's
it.
all good. It's
I
all
like
good.
it. I
I
like
like
it.
it too. And that was my first indication on my Wellness Wednesdays, and I just might go for that. And you know what? It'll probably be a freaking hit because that was my first inkling. That was my first gut thought. So, and that goes back 6 years, guys. 6 years when I first started Wellness Wednesday. I was truly saddened when I stopped doing it here not that long ago. Debbie was the first person that asked me, I'm so sorry I missed Wellness Wednesday, she said to me. And he says, I haven't been doing it for a month, Deb. And nobody else noticed. So that's got to make you stop and think, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you guys with that. All right, everybody have a good night. We're gonna wrap this book up next week, and then we'll talk more about once a month. I think it'll be great.
I think so too.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right,
have a great
guys.
weekend, everybody.
I'll see you
Yes,
on
you guys have a
Monday.
great weekend.
Bye,
Adios.
guys. I'll see
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Nicholas. I'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.